Among the most common sexual sins, pregnancy and abortion, all ugly sins, but in and of themselves, they're pernicious evils.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. I probably should have checked this first. Hold on. Stop the presses. Master of Puppets. 1986. March 3rd. There we go. March 3rd. Metallica releases their Master of Puppets album. And let's find the dates of that April conference. Master. I would go on to buy that cassette, and with my cassette player would put myself to sleep with it. That was the most awesomest album ever. 1986. I shouldn't have to be buffering. I have high-speed internet. See, Google's upset that, they got punished by the law. So they're taking it out on customers rather than retaliating against the government who sued them in the first place. It was the 5th and 6th of April. And so the evening session of conference, which you youngsters don't know this, but we used to have what's called priesthood session of General Conference. And President Benson was the brand new president. We had the solemn assembly, especially for him, which he then spoke to me as on, I should have checked the date, because it would have been the Sunday. It would have been the 23rd, even though the 16th, maybe, but not likely. I don't know. Depends on how much of a stickler the bishop was on getting me ordained as a priest. So it's either the 16th or the 23rd, right before conference, right after Metallica's album that put me to sleep. And he gets up, and not only does he condemn Metallica's brand new album that comes out, do not listen to music that is ... Even though Metallica's album doesn't really conform and comply to that. Because it conforms and complies to Article of Faith number 13, which Benson does quote. He also told us little boys, Aaronic priesthood holders, wearing Aaronic priesthood underwear, because we hadn't gone to the temple yet for the magic underwear. That women, as pregnant, I'm going to have to add that clip. I'm going to have to pull it out of the archives, my retirement archives, for this video. Youth of a noble birthright. That pregnant women are, and I quote, because associative memory, if it's that impactful on my brain, I can quote it. I don't have to, it replaces memorization. You're a pernicious evil. We're putting that in. And so, in case you didn't know, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has always hated women. They were the ones responsible for preventing the Equal Rights Amendment from getting passed. They hate women. They don't want women to have equal rights. That's all it was. They were the ones that overthrew Roe v. Wade. I've been doing the videos. It was the conference, it was before the conference in October 2021. YouTube had wrongfully silenced my voice, preventing me from uploading videos. And so I was now on probation, so I could put videos up, but they were threatening me that if you put something up that we disagree with, which I don't know what they're going to disagree with, all my videos are against the church for being criminal. And so it's up to the YouTube Mormon employee to determine whether I'm going to be silenced or not. All I do is follow my First Amendment rights to warn Mormons. But nonetheless, I was on probation. And the news came out with a bombshell by the Southern Poverty Law Center that had obtained the leaked membership records of the secret combination in America. Now, yes, I worded it like the Book of Mormon says. The Book of Mormon's true, Mormons, and you don't believe it. There is a secret combination in America. And the Southern Poverty Law Center had obtained that membership list. It was the membership list updated for 2014. But in that list, they show the honorary members from the original 1981 who were no longer in there because of death. And so, in this membership record, I went searching to see what names I could find. And Steve Bannon was in there. Steve Bannon is a member. Steve Bannon, in case you've forgotten who he is, was the one who was working with Cambridge Analytica to take the Facebook data, and Paul Manafort laundered it to Putin so that they would then advertise on Facebook targeting Americans to get them to want to be Russian rather than vote Democrat. Or call this hotline now, Democrats. Don't let your vote be dismissed. And the election was overthrown. That was just one part of the multitude of attacks on that election. Steve Bannon played that key role. He then went on to his European tour to install populists, as he termed it. When you hear the news talk about populist and globalist, that's Steve Bannon. He changed the name of liberal and conservative to populist and globalist. So as to confuse people. And went on the tour to cause election frauds all throughout Europe. Brexit, remember Brexit in UK? Steve Bannon. They held Cambridge Analytica responsible, and Steve Bannon had to quit. He bailed. And yes, he was pardoned by Trump for his crimes. And so now he's doing speaking tours, as he is still involved in the overthrow of America, because he's tied to this secret combination. That's their whole goal. That's their whole point and purpose, to overthrow America. And in the news lately, I've been hearing about this guy who was hooking up the Supreme Court justices with billionaires who were compromising the justices to overthrow Roe v. Wade, among other things. The justices have been bribed and compromised to overthrow the government. That member of that secret council for national policy was Leonard Leo. A member. I looked it up. It was a simple thing to do. I hear about him in the news. I go, oh, I have the membership record. I wonder if he's on it. There he is. Now, boys and girls, you may not know this, but the person who has the most money is the person who has the most control. Their will be done. And those who don't want to do their will are forced to do their will, because the ones with the most money can pay to make you or break you for disobedience. So Tim Ballard, Sean Reyes, Governor Herbert, they all went against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And those of you who've been watching since 2021, right before the October conference, know exactly what I'm heading to here. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a representative in that secret combination. And you may try to distance the church. Well, that's just on Mark Skousen, who took over for his father as the birthright blessing son. Cleon Skousen, he's the honorary member from 1981. And Mark is now the current one. And it's just their family. Oh, you poor deceived souls. Or knowingly trying to gaslight me. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has by far the most money of everyone in the entire world. That's why they don't disclose their financial information. That's why they agreed finally to release the tithing financial information, because of the whistleblower. They get more money from other sources, multi-dozens of other sources. Those vending machines are just one of many. Don't be naive. We know the church's pattern for money because Nelson responded to the whistleblower in December 2019, saying that we do this pattern for every source of income we have. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints this year got busted by the SEC. For what? The same pattern for all sources of income, which means the SEC has more finances to search through because there are more crimes being committed. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, having the most money, gets to get their way. And those who do not obey get punished and destroyed. You know why I keep using these as little props for my videos? In Texas, you've probably been hearing in the news about a woman, after the overthrow of Roe v. Wade, sent an emergency petition for a redress of grievances, you know, that First Amendment thing, to have an emergency abortion. Her pregnancy is going to cause harm. She needs an abortion. And the Texas court allowed it. And every woman was cheering that, yay, we're going to return to Roe v. Wade again. This is a step back or a step in the right direction. Well, yeah, on Friday, the Supreme Court of Texas said, nope, denied. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are the puppet masters pulling the strings of all of this through the Council for National Policy. It was the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, through the member Leonard Leo, who compromised the justices to overthrow Roe v. Wade. And in so doing, the consequences resulted in Texas banning abortion, forcing the woman who needed an abortion. She's not a slut whore. She needs an abortion. And she's been denied by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who hates women. And I'm frustrated with women who have formed an organization originally called pro-choice. Because it's not about your pro-choice. And I see lately that now they're saying abortion is health care. No. Wrong argument. You are not following the United States Constitution, which the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have overthrown. 14th Amendment, Section 1. I'm again repeating this in a different presentation for you. The question is, does a fetus have rights? And evangelicals, puppets for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because evangelicals are in this secret combination, controlled by the church. When the church wants something done, they give it to Mark Skousen now, and Mark Skousen tells the group, and the group, whatever their specialty is, they then go and do it. And sometimes the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has to directly get involved themselves, such as with the exemption clause for what's now called the Disrespect for Marriage Act. Yeah, they don't call it that, do they? But that's why it got passed, because of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And the first presidency came out with a statement and said, oh, we're grateful that this law got passed. They did not acknowledge it was their exemption clause that got passed. They don't like LGBTQIAPO+. It is unbelievable why anybody thinks that they can try to remain Mormon and make changes from within. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was torturing with conversion therapy for decades. The state was finally forced to shut it down in 2021. The church said, we want it back. The church has overthrown America, and they want to torture people again. Conversion therapy does not convert anybody. It's only for torture, to cause pain, suffering. And the church wants it back. They hate people. They hate blacks. They hate women. They hate LGBTQIAPO+. They hate the Jews. They hate the poor. You're not seeing a pattern here. This is why the state of Utah will not help the poor. This is why the church uses charity to profit from. They retain the gift. None of the money is theirs. People have to donate the money to the church. And the church profits from it because they follow the same pattern. So a fetus is now given rights because of the overthrow of Roe v. Wade by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And all of these pro-choicers and abortion is healthcare are fighting the wrong fight. You're arguing the wrong argument. 14th Amendment, Section 1. All persons born. A fetus is not born. Women are born. So this is talking about women. This is not talking about a fetus. This is not complicated. Or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. So a Utah woman is an equal citizen with a Texas woman, or a Missouri woman, or a California woman, or a New York woman. Because we are the United States. We are not the sovereign, independent states. You can't have different laws for each state. They're all supposed to be united under the Constitution. And the 14th Amendment was written in pursuant of that from the 6th article. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Oops. A fetus has now been made law to abridge the privileges and immunities of women citizens of the United States with the overthrowing of Roe v. Wade and the Texas law made pursuant to the overthrow. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. You kind of have to commit a crime first and have due process to be found guilty. You can't make a law that automatically turns people into criminals. But yeah, all of those illegal aliens. Oops. Obviously they're illegal, but that's why they're coming to America, to go through due process. Nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Oops. The fetus now denies women the equal protection of the laws. The fetus is not born. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has overthrown the 14th Amendment, Section 1. The Church of Jesus Christ has overthrown the whole Constitution. First Amendment, Section 3. That's the sedition one. No member of government in the federal or state can hold office anymore if they are involved in a seditious conspiracy against the United States of America. And oops, who's the new Speaker of the House? The architect for the January 6th. He's not allowed to hold office. And the DOJ is not locking him up. DOJ is not locking up the Supreme Court justices for overthrowing Section 1. The DOJ is not locking up the others, Senator Mike Lee, for his role in overthrowing the government, just like his third great-grandfather did way back in 1838. Just like Chris Stewart's third great-grandfather did in 1838. Just like Curtis's third great-grandfather did in 1838. Just like Governor Cox, his third great-grandfather, and I think he's actually younger, it might be his fourth, great-grandfather did in 1838. Mendenhall, if she's married, her husband's third great-grandfather did in 1838. And Cook, who's now pushing to overthrow Parliament in the UK with religious freedom, his second great-grandfather did in 1838. And I think even Nelson, I'm not sure. Depends on when his parents were converts, his patriarchal line. Because I've been doing the videos. I've got the list of the Danites. I know their names. I know you. And so if you're a denier, trying to gaslight me, threatening me to be silent, that's why. Because I know who you are. You are the enemy. You are the secret combination overthrowing the government. And I've been doing the videos. Because after that conference, guess what I found? Page 290 and 291. The whole plot of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to work with a secret combination to overthrow the government of the United States of America. And they have succeeded. The council at Adam-on-Diamond has happened. And Lucifer gave them the keys of Melech. 290, 291. I bought that book because I found it. So I needed to make sure. This needs to go in the historical records. And so, yeah. We're all doomed. Because Mormons think that they're going to be preserved. Mormons don't realize the church is going to use you as lambs to the slaughter to assassinate you as martyrs so that the church can get their kingdom officially. Because even though they've overthrown the government still hasn't collapsed into utter chaos so that the church can then say, okay, where we are in control here in the state of Utah, the state of Idaho, the state of Colorado, the state of Wyoming, the state of Nevada, the state of Arizona, they're now going to be the new millennial kingdom of Deseret and implement conversion therapy again and put women into sex slavery as polygamous brides. How many Mormons are obeying? You think the church is going to protect you, and you're not even obeying the living prophet of Jesus. He changed the law of chastity. Do you not go to the temple? Did you not know that it was changed? My second ex? No. She came to visit one day and said, did you know that the law of chastity was changed for polygamy? Really? So I checked new name Noah. He did a video of it. Sure enough. Along with some other stuff that were changed. And again, women got fooled into thinking the church isn't sexist anymore. Oops. They want their kingdom back. Just putting MAGA chaos in control isn't enough. But yes, remember Steve Bannon? That was the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who put Trump in office. And so what happened? Why did Trump lose in 2020? Why is he being indicted now? Because he betrayed the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Remember Mia Love? Mia Love was perfect for the church. She's black, she's female, and she's in government. Until Trump. Trump humiliated her and disgraced her family. You know, that bleep hole countries. That was her native land. But she was still loyal to Trump. She did not speak out against him. But Trump destroyed her, and she lost her midterm election as the other guy who does not vote for the will of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints won instead. And so Trump had to lose. I don't know if Trump knows this, but when Trump said, Mia Love showed me no love, he signed his death sentence. And so, yeah, he's still being given another chance because the church knows that he may have learned his lesson that he needs to bow the knee to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so that if he gets into government again, into the presidency, he will then give the church back their kingdom. That's a backup plan that they have, just in case the day that shall burn as an oven doesn't happen on 8 April 2024. Which, yes, Trump is pushing to have his court hearings moved up on purpose. Because he knows that delays are his best opportunity for escape. All of this, the war in Ukraine by Putin, yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The war of Islam against Israel, yep, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so putting Kieran as the new apostle, who's a Saudi Arabian, parents still live there. That's controlled and owned and operated by Mohammed bin Salman. Are you unfamiliar with what he's been doing in his country? And so putting Kieran in is just like putting Mohammed bin Salman as the apostle. That's why the picture yesterday. How is that doing? Hello? The bombshell video on Tamar only has 55 views in 19 hours. Come on, guys. Mormon quiz. Dear God, Nemo, you are not focusing on the right issues. Dark Side of Mormonism, 87 views in 12 hours, which means it's most likely around 90 plus. As the stats vary depending on where you look at them. And so it's only 30 behind normal viewing. But yeah. Alrighty. You're not getting the point yet? When the church says something, they mean it. The church overthrew Joseph Smith. This is not Joseph's church. This is the Danite coup church. This is the threat to America that the Book of Mormon warns you about. And so critics are not focusing on the right issues. Mormons are not bothering to study to learn the truth. Or they are a descendant and know damn well what they're doing. They know they are the enemy. And they think the church is going to protect them and prosper them. As you're clueless to the Book of Mormon, warning you that wickedness never was happiness. The devil doesn't support his own. That he uses you until you are no longer of use to him. Mosiah, chapter 29. Helaman, chapter 6. Mormons know these chapters. They know the content. And yet they deny. It's not the church. Jesus is telling the prophets to do things. So we're okay with whatever the church does. And so you ignore the scandals in the news lately, and this year, and previous years. Because Jesus orders it. It must be good. And so, Article of Faith number 12. Well, if Jesus orders to overthrow the government, then it's okay. It doesn't count. That is the justification of the Danites. So, alrighty, another week has begun.